Good afternoon, welcome to Vanik-Ias. We will discuss current affairs of 21st March. First is related to environment, that is state of India's solar capacity, right? Why we need renewable energy, why we need solar energy. First we will discuss. First thing is that we are importing 85% of our fossil fuels, and majority of the imports are from Middle East, which is very unstable area, right? Another thing is that India has to pursue a strategic autonomy or independent foreign policy. We have to develop our own capacity and we must become self-dependent, right? Because for an example, when just because there is rivalry between US and Iran, for an example, US and Iran, they have rivalry, and because of that, when Donald Trump imposed sanctions against Iran, India also stopped its import from Iran, from which it was importing around 15% of its oil. So when you are dependent on foreign countries, you cannot independently pursue the foreign policy. That's why we must develop our self-sufficiency. Another thing is that we have to make sustainable source of energy. Fossil fuels are not sustainable source of energy. They will exhaust after few decades, obviously, and the price are also rising, and that has various spillover effects on various consumer goods, and that is affecting the lower middle class and the poor classes of the society. Okay. So another point is that India is getting huge solar insolation, and it is among the sunrise country. What is a sunrise country? It is a country between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, that we call as sunrise country. So there is a huge amount of solar energy potential, and solar energy will not finish. It is a non-conventional energy, and also we have to transmit to those energy sources which emits low carbon emission, so that the major challenges of the world, that are the climate change and global warming, these two challenges can be addressed. Another thing is that, so these are the reasons, and we have to make solar energy affordable to public, so that in some areas mean there are certain remote areas where it is very difficult for traditional electrical system for transmission, right? In those areas, even today, under Saubhagya scheme, government has given them solar panels, so that they will get the availability of electricity. And also in various rural areas, government has promoted solar systems, right? Solar systems, so that they will get electricity. Even today they are using. So now state of India's solar capacity, we will understand this, because India has promised a big ambitious goal in Glasgow summit, and also India has achieved its earlier target that it has promised in Paris climate deal in 2015, that it will create 100 gigawatt of energy from solar energy. Now we will see. Okay, one by one we will see it. Okay, first is India added 10 gigawatt of solar energy to its cumulative installed capacity in 2021. It has been the highest 12-month capacity addition. Okay, according to nearly 200% year-on-year growth, India has now surpassed 50 gigawatt of cumulative installed solar capacity, right, on 28th February. So 50 gigawatt of solar capacity already installed. Okay, of the 50 watt installed capacity, overwhelming 42 gigawatt comes from ground mounted solar photovoltaic systems, and only 6.48 comes from rooftop solar, and 1.48 gigawatt from off-grid solar. Off-grid means those areas where traditional electric systems are not available. Those areas, government is using this off-grid solar panel, right? Solar photovoltaic. So 50 gigawatt of cumulative solar capacity has already installed. What is the significance of the achievement? This is a milestone in India's journey towards generating 500 gigawatt from renewable energy by 2030. 500 gigawatt from renewable energy. It is India, this is what India has promised in Glasgow summit, right? In Glasgow summit, India has promised that it will generate 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030, and of which 300 gigawatt is expected to come from solar power. India is on the track. Remember, India is on the track so far as solar energy is concerned, and it is developing. Now, India's capacity addition to the rank of the country 5th in solar power deployment. Rank country is 5th so far solar power deployment, contributing nearly 6.5% of global cumulative capacity of 709 gigawatt, right? So far as solar power is concerned, India's rank is 5th in world. See, this is important. Many times, because solar energy is again and again it is in news, so you must know that its ranking. So because in UPSC's various statements they write that India has 5th position or 6th position or 3rd position, so you must remember it. So the most important information is that we have already installed 50 gigawatt of solar energy. Another thing is that we have a target of installing 300 gigawatts of solar energy by 2030. That is meeting the promise that made in Glasgow summit, right? COP26. Next, in Paris climate deal, next another thing is that we will establish 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. This is what India has promised. Sorry. Why India is falling short of rooftop solar installations? Rooftop solar installations fail to exploit the benefits of decentralized renewable energy. So far as rooftop solar installation is concerned, we are lagging behind. We will see the reasons. Fail to exploit the benefits of decentralized renewable energy. The large scale solar photovoltaic focus fails to exploit the many benefits of decentralized renewable energy options, including the reduction of transmission and distribution losses, right? So because there is no transmission, there is no, I mean, so far as solar energy is concerned, directly you will get it from the sun, and India, so far as India is concerned, we lag behind so far as decentralized renewable energy is concerned. Decentralized means local. Every household should have a solar photovoltaic, and so that is decentralized, or every villages. So in different locations, rather than a unified big area of solar photovoltaic plant or photovoltaic cells, decentralized means in households, in the rooftops there will be solar energy. The limited financing. One of the primary benefits of solar photovoltaic technology is that it can be installed at the point of consumption, significantly reducing the need of a large capital intensive transmission. Limited financing. One of the primary benefits of solar photovoltaic technology is that it can be installed at the point of consumption, significantly reducing the need for large capital intensive in transmission infrastructure, right? For example, if you are taking this connection of electricity in a particular area, to a particular home, you need huge transmission lines, electric poles, the various associated infrastructure, transformer need to be established. But here in solar there is no such infrastructure expenditure, right? Big infrastructure expenditure. So limited finance is required to establish solar system. Next is, this is not the either situation. India needs to deploy both large and small scale solar photovoltaics, and particularly need to expand rooftop solar system efforts, right? However, there is limited financing for residential consumers and small and medium enterprises who want to install a rooftop solar system. Limited financing, right? Still it require investment, and limited financing discourage the consumers to install the rooftop solar system. So this is a challenge, right? Another thing is that lukewarm response from the electricity distribution companies, DISCOMs, the state DISCOMs, especially they are under the states DISCOMs. They are not actively promoting these rooftop solar systems, right? They are responsible. Electric distribution companies are to supporting net metering and rooftop solar system continue to see offtake across the country. So far as rooftop solar system is concerned, the discoms or the electricity distribution companies, they are not so much interested. They are not actively promoting the rooftop solar system. So these are the challenges. First is, I have said, they failed to exploit the benefits of decentralized. There is no decentralized area of generation of solar system. That is, it is not used in different villages or different areas. Second is limited financing. Government is, suppose a consumer wants to establish solar system, initially there is a big investment and he is unable to do that because it requires huge investment and there is limited financing for that. They are not getting easy loan to establish this solar system. Another thing is that the state discoms, the state distribution companies, they are not interested. They are not actively promoting rooftop solar systems. Okay, next, what are the challenges India's solar capacity in addition? Despite significant growth in the installed solar capacity, the contribution of solar energy to the country's power generation has not gone to the same page. Right? Although we have improved, it is not satisfactory. It can be improved more, we can say. It is satisfactory, but we still can improve more. Another thing is that in 2019 or 20, for instance, solar power contribution, only 3.6%. Solar power contribution is only 3.6% or 50 billion units of India's total power generation of 1390 BU. Right. So here it is very less, 3.6% only. So it has to increase. Then utility scale solar power sector continues to face challenges like land costs. Right? Land is a big problem in India. The cost of land is highest in the world. Then high T&D losses, right, and other distribution losses, transmission and distribution losses, T&D losses, and other inefficiencies, grid integration challenges. So there is various challenges that exist, right? Other inefficiencies. They have also been conflicts with local communities. Sometimes local communities oppose so far as installation of solar power is concerned, because they think that will harm the environment. And biodiversity protection norms. Also, India has also achieved record low tariffs for solar power generation in the utility scale segment. Right? We have a record low tariffs. This has not translated into cheaper power for the end consumers. Right? So, first thing is that it must be affordable. It must be cheap as compared to conventional powers. Then only masses will accept it automatically. Right? But although the tariffs are record low, that means if another country, if the investors from other country want to come in India and establish here a solar plant, then they have to pay very less taxes. Still their investments are not coming so far as solar power energy is concerned, and it has not become cheaper for the consumers. Right? So with the various challenges, first thing is that we have said it is share of power generation is very low. Second thing is that the various inefficiencies, the distribution losses, transmission losses, grid there is various challenges like grid integration. There is also sometimes local communities oppose, right? So these are the various challenges. That is why investments are not coming in so far as solar power is concerned. Next, International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, estimates that the value of recoverable materials from solar photovoltaic waste could exceed $15 billion. So waste from photovoltaic cells can be used, e-waste, which is called as e-waste. They are very rich in various minerals, right? E-waste are rich in various minerals. That is so far as e-waste is concerned, a particular amount of e-waste will generate more gold as compared to a particular amount of gold ores, right? So it's very so here it is said that from photovoltaic waste, the income from the value from recoverable materials crossed $15 billion. Currently, only European Union has taken decisive steps in managing the e-waste. Right? Managing e-waste or solar PV waste, it is very important because that's become another challenge. So it is important to manage those wastes, and they are recoverable. Huge amount of various minerals can be metals can be derived from the e-waste or photovoltaic waste. India could look at the developing appropriate guidelines around the extended producer responsibility. Yes, since 2016 we have a law regarding extended producer responsibility. EPR, which means that holding manufacturers accountable for the entire life cycle of solar photovoltaic products. Holding manufacturers accountable. If a particular country is, if a particular company is producing photovoltaic cells, then he is accountable regarding the e-waste. He has to collect those waste from the consumers, and they should pay something to the consumer as well. This is manager. This is in the hand of extended. This principle is called as extended producer responsibility. A particular producer, if they are suppose there is a company who is producing electric AC, then that is the responsibility of that particular company. Maybe it is LG, maybe it is Whirlpool. It is their responsibility to again recollect those wastes after the function of the particular electric device exhausted, and they have to recycle them. That is the responsibility of producer. They will do it through the dealers, right? This would give domestic manufacturers a competitive edge and go a long way in addressing the waste management and supply side constraints. So another major challenge is regarding waste management, right? Waste management, so far as e-waste is concerned, it is a big challenge. So European Union has taken decisive steps in managing So these are all. First thing is that European Union has taken steps regarding e-waste. Next, there is extended producer responsibility according to 2016 rule provision. Another thing is that here in this extended producer responsibility, the manufacturers are given the responsibility. They will work through the dealers. What is the state of India's domestic solar module manufacturing capacity? Domestic manufacturing capacities in the solar sector do not match up to the present potential demand for the solar power in the country. Right? It do not match the demand, right? Although it has developed, it do not match the demand even today. India has 3 gigawatt capacity of solar production, 3 gigawatt capacity of solar cell production, and 8 gigawatt of solar panel production capacity. Moreover, backward integration in the solar value chain is absent, as India has no capacity for the manufacturing of solar wafers and polysilicon. Solar wafers and polysilicon India is not producing. So in total there is 11 gigawatt of solar energy potential is there. Then in 2021-20, India imported nearly $76 billion worth of solar cells and modules from China. China alone accounting 78% of India's total imports in that year. So these solar cells, they are imported from USA by $76.62 billion. Low manufacturing capacity is coupled with cheaper imports. Low manufacturing capacity from China have rendered Indian products uncompetitive in the domestic market. That means, suppose there is Indian solar cell, suppose that is sold in 40 rupees, then China will sell at 35 rupees. Then obviously Indian people will buy the Chinese product, right? And also we do not have developed indigenous technology that makes our good less competitive. This situation can, however, be corrected. India embraces circular economy model in the solar system. Circular economy model, that means recycling the wastes. This could be allowed for solar photovoltaic cell to be recycled and reused in the solar photovoltaic cell supply chain, right? So recycling is important. By the end 2030, India will likely produce nearly 34,600 metric tons of solar photovoltaic waste. So PV waste are huge, and it is a big challenge. So far as urbanization is concerned, so far as solar energy is concerned, that need to be recycled, right? Because it is expected that by 2030 we will have 34,000 metric tons of solar photovoltaic cells, which is a big amount of electronic waste, and that is there. It is, and waste disposal or treating them is highly essential. What need to be done? Governments, utilities, banks will need to explore innovative financial mechanisms to bring down the cost of loans and reduce the risk of investment to lenders. right? Innovative financial mechanisms and bring down loans. So bring down the cost of loans so that investor can take them and invest in solar energy and produce better goods so that our target will be achieved. Increase the awareness and affordable finance for rooftop solar system. Increase the awareness and affordable finance for rooftop solar projects could potentially ensure the spread of rooftop solar across the scores of small and medium scale enterprises and homes around the country. So awareness need to be created, and that also we need to made affordable so far as money is concerned. Then aggregating the roof spaces could also help reduce the overall cost of rooftop solar installation. Aggregating the roof spaces, that will reduce the cost of rooftop solar system. Addition to impressive domestic track record through the International Solar Alliance established by India and France at the Conference of Parties COP26 in 2015. Remember, the International Solar Alliance, it is established by India and France. It is comprising of the countries who are sun-rising countries, that is those countries who lies between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. There is a global platform to bring countries together to facilitate collaboration on the issues such as mobilizing investments, capacity building, right? Mobilizing investments, capacity building, program support, advocacy and analytics on the solar energy. So by International Solar Alliance, many countries will cooperate with each other so far as mobile investment. That means money is concerned. Suppose for one particular country is spending 10 rupees for developing the solar energy, right? Here what is happening? 10 countries will spend at least 1 rupees so that solar energy research will go on. That is the benefits of cooperation between different countries. Capacity building, that is providing the training, unified training to all the people based on the manufacturing, and support and advocacy of the solar energy. Technology sharing and finance could also become important aspects of international solar energy. Technology sharing and finance, right? Allowing for meaningful cooperation between countries in the solar energy. Okay, so this is need to be done. Various countries must cooperate with each other to increase their solar capacity. Another thing is that rooftop solar installation need to be promoted, and the cost of the loans need to be brought down so that people will be able to invest in renewable energy or in solar energy. So this is first topic that is completed. And green hydrogen fuel. Green hydrogen fuel. Recently, Indian Minister of Road and Transport and Highways launched world's most advanced technology, that is green hydrogen fuel. This is very important, and the coming greatest technology, green hydrogen fuel electric vehicle. Toyota Mirai. What is the significance of the achievement? Create awareness about green hydrogen and FCEV technology, right? Fuel cell electric vehicle, FCEV technology, fuel cell electric vehicle. This is the first of its kind project in India, and which aims to create green hydrogen based ecosystem. Green hydrogen based ecosystem. We know that the hydrogen is a big potential of energy, right? But we are not able to. It is not easy to extract the energy that possessed by hydrogen, because that required cryogenic temperature, that is almost minus to 50 degrees Celsius in the country. By creating awareness about the unique utility of green hydrogen and FCEV, that is fuel cell electric vehicle, right? So by fuel cell electric vehicle, this electric vehicle system will be air efficiency will increase. An AMU which was also signed between Toyota, Kirloskar Motor Private Limited and International Center for Automotive Technology (ICAT) for pilot project to evaluate the vehicle's performance on Indian roads and climatic conditions. The leading world-class automotive testing. ICAT is leading world-class automatic testing, certification and research and development service provider under the aegis of NATRIF, National Automotive Training and Research and Development Infrastructure Project, right? Okay, so this is regarding green hydrogen fuel cell. It is very efficient, and India is trying to develop this economy, this technology, that is green hydrogen based on ecosystem. Second thing is that MOU is signed by private sector, that is Toyota Kirloskar and Center for Automatic Learning for develop that will evaluate the performance of Indian roads and climatic conditions. Okay, next. What is the state of electric vehicles in India? Why electric vehicles are essential? First thing that we have to manage energy, our energy. We have to manage the issue of our energy deficiency, right? Now also we have to transmit from the conventional energy sources to the modern energy sources, that is renewable energy sources, that will address two challenges. One is climate change, and second thing is it will ensure India's energy security, right? Next. So that is the essential of electric vehicle in India, but the problem is, the challenges in electric vehicle is its battery. So here the electric vehicles, electric vehicles, the major challenge is battery, and here it is going to be, it is expected that this will solve the issue of battery technology, because the major technology that a particular vehicle requires is battery technology, right? If your battery technology will develop, all the problems of many major problems of the world will be solved, right? Only by battery technology. How? Because battery technology will solve the problem of air pollution. It will solve the problem of vehicular pollution. Majorly vehicular pollution will be solved, and that will also reduce the carbon emission. So this battery technology is the most important technology, and here it is we are studying regarding battery technology. Next, the global electric mobility evolution today defined by rapid growth of electric vehicles update, falling battery cost and rising performance of efficiency. Falling battery cost is reducing, performance of efficiency are also fueling the demand of electric vehicles globally, right? So gradually the demands of electric vehicles globally is increasing. Need for electric vehicles. India is in need of a transportation revolution. The current trajectory of adding more cars running on the expensive imported fuel and cluttering of already overcrowded cities, suffering from infrastructure and bottlenecks and intense air pollution is unfeasible. So, right, so expensive imported fuel that is already rising. There is another thing is that suffering from infrastructure bottlenecks, intense air pollution, all these problems are like, that's why we need electric vehicles. The transition to electric mobility is a promise by grand strategy for decarbonizing the transport sector, because transport sector is one of the biggest contributor to air pollution, right? If we are reducing the transport sector, the carbon by transport sector, it will like be a game changer, and this electric vehicle, this has the ability to transfer the carbon transport sector will be decarbonized, right? That will become decarbonized, means there will be no carbon emission from the transport system. Then electric vehicles currently account less than 3% of all vehicles sold in India. 3% of all vehicles sold. That means consumer is very less, right? It is expected that by 2018 or 2030, the conventional fuel vehicles will not come. That means petrol vehicle or diesel vehicles, they will not come, and it is the target of the entrepreneurs that by 2030 they will develop the electric vehicles to such a level, the extent that people will only buy the electric vehicles. Okay. Next. Although 80% of volume of electric vehicles sold in occupied by low cost and low speed three-wheelers, electric vehicle sales have picked up pace due to the rise of next generation two-wheeler companies. Next generation two-wheeler companies like Ola has started here electric vehicles, Hero has started electric vehicles. So almost 80% of the volume of electric vehicles earlier it was the 3 e-rickshaws, but now even two-wheelers have started their electric vehicles, and even the four-wheelers. As per the accelerated e-mobility revolution, India's transportation portal in India, only 7,96,000 electric vehicles have been registered till December 2021. 7,96,000 electric vehicles are registered, and just 1,800 public electric vehicles charging stations have been installed. This is one of the major challenges as well. We need public vehicles or charging stations, because unless you will not have charging stations, how you will charge? Right, that is one of the major problem that will not be sustainable. So various charging stations, associated services, all need to be developed so far solar energy, so far solar power electric vehicle is concerned. Now, while there has been a growth of 133% in the sales of electric vehicles, so sale is increasing. There is a huge growth from the financial year 2015 to financial 2022-20. When compared to sales of conventional ICE vehicles, the numbers seems insignificant. Since financial year 2021-21, only 1.3% of total vehicles sold in the country are electric. 1.2% of total vehicles sold in country are electric. That need to encourage, that need to improve. Associated challenges. Consumer rate, lack of appropriate charging stations is also a cause of concern, right? This is one of the big major challenge. There is charging stations, service centers. These are the extra infrastructures that are very essential for investment. Less than the neighboring counterparts who are already have covered 5 million charging stations. Like China, lack of charging stations make unsuitable for consumers to covering long range, right? How to get every services must be available to cover long range so far as electric vehicle is concerned. Otherwise, it is impossible to move. Then policy challenges. Electric production is a capital intensive sector requiring long term planning, right? Capital intensive sectors that require huge amount of money. Planning to break even the profit realization, uncertainty in the government policies and related to electric vehicle production discourages the investment in the industry. Right? There are policy challenges. There is also bureaucratic revision. There is there is delay in clearance. Various regions, right? They develop this that discourages the entrepreneurs to invest in solar industry. Lack of technology and skilled labor. India do not have a lack of technology and skilled labor so far as solar energy is concerned. India is technologically deficient in the production of electronics that are the form of backbone of electric vehicle electric vehicle industry. Right, so electronics is concerned, we do not have so much skilled people. EV industries, batteries, semiconductors, controllers, etc. Right, they lack technology and skilled labor. So technology and skilled labor is lack in these sectors, and that is the one of the prominent reason for bringing of FDI. If you want FDI to come and invest in your country, then you must increase the skilling of your own people, right? That will be cheaper for those companies, and they can get better services with low price. The next point is unavailability of materials for domestic production. Battery is the single most important component of electric vehicles. Unavailability of materials for domestic production, because if domestic production will develop, then various goods that are earlier using in domestic production, they will be diverted. That will create a problem. India does not have any known reserves of lithium and cobalt. We do not have known reserves of lithium and cobalt. India, right, which are required for battery production. So most of these lithium and cobalt, they will need to be imported from foreign countries. Dependence on other countries for the import of lithium-ion batteries is an obstacle in becoming completely self-reliant in the battery manufacturing sector. So we have to improve. We are dependent so far as lithium and iron batteries is concerned. We have to import them. That's a big challenge, and India must work on that. What are the relative initiatives? The remodel faster adoption and manufacturing electric vehicles, FAME2. FAME2 scheme, FAME1 and FAME2 schemes, both are schemes of central government that accelerates the adoption of electric vehicles, right? Adoption of electric vehicles. Production linked incentive, right? If you are buying if somebody is buying a product, then he is also getting incentive, because that is already given to the producers. For advanced chemistry, ACC for supplier side. Then PLI scheme for auto and automotive companies and manufacturers of electric vehicles, right? Production linked incentive. Suppose the cost is 100 rupees, then the seller may sell in 80 rupees by getting a 5% profit. So here, how it will get, how can it sell at 80 rupees? If it is getting around 25 rupees from the government, then what will happen? If they can sell in 80 rupees. That is called as public Yes. So that 20 rupees is called as production linked incentive. Next, charging infrastructure for electric vehicles need to be increased. Charging infrastructure, they are the biggest order so far as electric vehicles is concerned. Guidelines and standards describing the roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders at a central and state level for the expeditious deployment of public charging vehicle across the country has been issued recently. So government is again it is targeting to establish electric vehicles. India is among the handful of countries that support global campaign which aims for at least 30% of new vehicle sales to be electric by 2030. Global EV electric at the 30, that has a target of 30% of new vehicle to be from electric by 2030. India's advocacy for the 5 elements for the climate change, that is Panchamrit, are the COP26, that is in Glasgow, Panchamrit. Commitment to the same. Various ideas were espoused by India at the Glasgow summit, such as renewable energy, catering to 50% of India's energy needs, and reducing carbon emission by 1 billion tons by 2030 and achieving net zero by 2070. These commitments are very important. First thing is that India will reduce its half of its energy from coal energy to non-fossil fuel energy by 2030. Another thing is that it will achieve zero target by 2070. Indian market needs encouragement for indigenous technologies, right? Indigenous technology. See, so far as the manufacturing sector is concerned, you need to develop indigenous technology. China is developed in manufacturing. Why? Because it has a developed indigenous technology base, suited for India to become strategic and economic standpoint. Breaking away from old norms and establishing new consumer behavior. Old norms and establishing new consumer behavior is always challenge. There is a lot of sensitization and educational need in order to boost several myths and promote electric vehicles within the Indian market. Then subsidizing manufacturing for an electric supply chain will certainly improve electric vehicle development in subsidizing manufacturing. So in various stages, in the production stages, in the purchasing stages, various stages, government is providing subsidies in the electric vehicles to encourage self-energy efficiency so far as families of India are concerned. Then deep sea mission. What is the deep sea mission? Recently, Ministry of Earth Sciences has launched deep sea mission. Right, deep sea mission. Ministry of Earth Sciences, remember this is very important. Of Government of India. Earlier Ministry of Earth Sciences and also draft blue economy policy. Ministry of Earth Sciences also developed blue economy policy earlier. Blue economy is the suitable use of ocean resources for oceanic growth. Suitable use of ocean resources for oceanic growth. What are the major components of the deep ocean mission? What are the major components of this deep ocean mission? Development of manned submersible vehicle. A manned submersible vehicle will develop to carry 3 people to a depth of 6,000 meters. Ocean suit scientific sensors, right? So what it says basically, what are the major components of deep ocean mission? There will be manned submersible. Right, that capacity is around 6,000 meters. By a manned submersible vehicle, people will go to 6,000 meters down the ocean and they can explore various things. Then NIOT, ISRO jointly developing manned submersible vehicle. NIOT, O2 and ISRO, they have developed manned submersible vehicle. National Institute of Ocean Technology, NIOT, is autonomous under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Remember, it is not under the Ministry of Human Resources, it is under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, that is Indian Institution of Ocean Technology. Development of technologies for deep sea mining. Next topic is related to deep sea mining. An integrated mining system who's also developed for mining polymetallic nodules, PMN. It is very important. So as PMN is concerned, many countries are fighting for it, right? Polymetallic nodules, there are various resources, metal resources that lies inside a PMN. That's why all the countries are trying to take it. So integrated mining system will be also developed for mining polymetallic nodules at a depth of Central Indian Ocean. Polymetallic nodules are rocks scattered in the seabed containing iron, manganese, nickel and cobalt. So various types of metals are present in the seabed, right? The exploration of studies of minerals will pave the way for commercial exploitation. We have not started commercial exploitation of these commercial exploitations of deep sea mining. Okay. Next, the exploration of studies of minerals will pave the way for commercial exploitation. And when commercial exploitation code is evolved by the International Seabed Authority, United Nations organizations, right? So in future, United Nations may declare regarding central government may declare regarding deep sea mining and make regulations with respect to that. That is United Nations may regulate the deep sea mining. Up to that, there is various opportunity for commercial exploitation as well. Then development of ocean climate change advisory services. Suite of observations and modes to understand the private future projections, important climate variables and seasonal to decadal time scales. So oceanic time change advisory. So what are the climate change that changes the sea, land and air, various things that is essential. That is development of climate change advisory services. Next, technological innovations for exploration and conservation of deep sea biodiversity. Bioprospecting means if you are using microorganisms for generation of, for degradation of waste. Deep sea flora and fauna, including microbes and algae, on the sustainable utilization of deep sea bioreserves will be main focus, right? So how this flora and fauna will be in the Seabed Authority and how their environment will be sustainable. That is the objective of development of technologies for deep sea mining. Another obvious is economic interest, that is deriving the various minerals from the soil. Deep ocean survey and exploration. It will explore and identify potential sites of multi-metal hydrothermal sulfides. This will explore these minerals along with Indian Ocean, mid-oceanic regions. So these various important chemicals, minerals will also be developed. The energy and freshwater from the ecosystem. Studies and detailed engineering design for ocean thermal energy conservation. Powered by desalination plants envisaged in the proof of concept proposal, OTC technology that uses ocean temperature differences from surface to depth lower than 130 meters to extract energy. So energy and freshwater from the ocean that can be also derived by this program. Then advanced marine station and ocean biology. So far as education is concerned, there is also an objective. So far as economic interest is concerned, there is also energy and that can be derived from the deep sea mining. Advanced marine station. It is aimed at development of human capacity and enterprise in ocean biology, right? Ocean biology, deep sea mining. These are the areas where India has not developed. India is now focusing on these areas. Engineering, and it will translate research and industrial application and product development through the on-site business incubator facilities. So that will advance research and industrial application, right? What happens? Many of the theories of India are not applied in industries. So, but this the deep sea mining, that will improve the ocean biology and that will also improve the research sector and will develop human capacities. What are the significance of deep sea mining? Significance of deep sea mining, that is leveraging ocean resources, which cover 70%. Ocean covers 70% of the globe, and about 95% of deep sea remains unexplored. We don't know what is there in the deep sea. That's why we need deep sea mission, because there maybe will get huge amount of energy and various precious things. Three sides of India are surrounded by the oceans. Around 30% of the country's populations lives in coastal areas. The ocean is a major economic factor for supporting fisheries, because so many people are dependent on these oceans and big rivers, aquaculture, tourism, livelihoods, and blue trade, right? Trading in the sea areas. So far as people is concerned, most of the people, around 30% of India's people, they are directly or indirectly dependent on the coastal areas, right, for their livelihood. Somebody is selling, making the boats, somebody is transporting, somebody is taking a huge amount of goods and services, right, to other side. So there is always ocean resources, and that is source of livelihood. Next, considering the importance of the oceans on sustainability, United Nations has declared the decade 2021-30 decade of ocean science, and so this is very important. It is very important. That is, it is already they have asked once in previous years. That's why 2021 to 2023, this is the year for ocean science and sustainable development. And do you remember, decade of ocean science and sustainable development, that is 2020 and 2021. 21 and that is from 2021 to 2030. Next, long coastline. India has a unique marine coastline around 7571 km, comprising of all the bordering states and also the Andaman Nicobar Islands. 7517 km total number of kilometer border, right? So it's a huge border. So there is a huge potential for development of solar energy and other huge potential for development of new types of that is deep sea mining is a potential, right? Next, long coastline. India has a unique maritime position. Next, technology expertise. The technology and expertise needed for such missions are now available only in 5 countries: US, Russia, India, Japan, China. US, Russia, France, Japan, and China. These are the 5 countries who have the technology for deep sea mining, and India do not have technology, but India is exploring it, right? So in our economic exclusive zone, India will explore if there is any such materials that are precious materials that are present in the Indian Ocean or Bay of Bengal or in your Arabian Sea. Okay, next, what is the Blue Economy Initiative? India Norway Task Force on Blue Economy for Sustainable Development. India and Norway Task Force for Blue Economy and Sustainable Development. Sagarmala project, development of the strategic initiative for port-led development, right? This will develop the port and communication to the port, that is Sagarmala. This is a very important scheme. Remember Sagarmala, Bharatmala, and there is another scheme called Parvatmala. Sagarmala is regarding the port, Bharatmala is regarding the national highways, and Parvatmala is regarding the ropeways. Ropeways means the rope, and in various areas of hilly areas there will be ropeway. This in this budget has sunk on that. Okay, O-Smart, it is a scheme. India has umbrella scheme in the name of O-Smart, which aims at regulated use of ocean marine resources and sustainable development. O-Smart application has developed. Third, integrated coastal zone management. It focuses on the conservation of coastal and marine resources. Integrated coastal zone management, that focuses on conservation of coastal and marine resources. Improving livelihood opportunities for coastal communities, right? That will also lead to deep sea exploration. Next, national fisheries policies. India has a national fishery policies for promoting of blue growth initiative, right? Because always remember, if one sector in the economy develops, then the associated sectors also develop. So if deep sea mining will develop, then obviously those people who are associated with the ocean, they will also develop, and associated energy, associated economic structures, associated economic businesses, they all will improve if one particular trade and business improves in a particular area. So far as national fisheries is concerned, it is also very important. Deep sea mining, when Sagarmala I have explained, that is port development, and also for sustainable development of blue economy, right? Sustainable development of blue economy means development and transportation with respect to transportation with caring the environment. So next, International Day for Islamophobia. United Nations General Assembly approved a resolution by Pakistan, right? This is a resolution by Pakistan on behalf of Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. Remember, International Day for Combat Islamophobia. Islamophobia means you are fearing a particular person just because you know that he is a Islam, although he is a, innocent person or whatever his characteristics you don't know. Still, if you are the name Islam, that is Islamophobia. Right? So that a particular day, right? So it is March 15. There, Pakistan is advocated to make March 15 as International Day for Islamophobia. Right? Okay. What are the key points of the resolution? The resolution adopted by consensus of 193 members world body. Co-sponsored by 55 mainly Muslim countries. Right, Muslim countries are promoting these resolutions. The resolution asks all countries, United Nations bodies, international regional organizations, civil, private society sectors, faith-based organizations to organize and support various high visibility events aimed at effectively increasing awareness of all levels about curbing Islamophobia. So various organizations, government organizations and private organizations, they must try to reduce the Islamophobia that is present in the society. Next, the resolution emphasizes the right to freedom of religion and belief and recalls 1981 resolution calling the elimination of all forms of intolerance and discrimination based on religion. Intolerance and discrimination based on religion that need to be eliminated, right? So that is to reduce the Islamophobia. What International Day for commemorating the victims of acts of violence based on religion and belief. UNG has also passed resolutions to celebrate August 22nd, International Day for commemorating victims of acts and violence based on religion or belief. Right? To celebrate, that is August 22nd against victims of religious belief. A resolution envisages recognizing the importance of providing victims of acts of violence based on religion or belief and members of particular families with appropriate support and assistance in accordance with applicable law. Recognize the importance of proving victims acts of violence based on religion. Recognize the importance of providing victims of the acts of violence based on religion. So on the basis of religion, how many people are getting killed, that will be based, that so International Day will commemorate on this day of March 15. Sorry, that is in August 22nd. Next, we will see the objective questions. Consider the following statements. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations established on 8 August 1967 in Bangkok, Thailand. This is the right answer. Bangkok, Thailand, 1967. Remember, 1967, Bangkok, Thailand. ASEAN was established. Who are the members? The South Asian countries, especially they are called as, they are the members. India becomes sectoral dialogue partner in 2006. No, in 1996 around it has become sectoral and dialogue partner. In 2002 it become a dialogue partner of ASEAN country. So second option is wrong. Only one option is right. Only one option is right. Next. With respect to Mission Integrated Development of Horticulture, MIDS, consider the it is a centrally, yes, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Model Ministry for implementation of, yes, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. This is the nodal ministry for agriculture implementation of integrated development of horticulture, MIDH. And what are the other options? The Ministry of, sorry. Yes, it is a centrally sector scheme. No, it is central sponsored scheme. It is centrally sponsored, right? Centrally sponsored. What do you mean centrally sponsored? Some amount of it will be donated by the states. So here the ratio is 60:40. 60:40. That is 60% will be given by the centers, 40% will be given by the states for implementation of mission for integrated development of horticulture. Horticulture means fruits, vegetables. The periodic labor force survey, periodic labor force survey, that is National Statistical Service, right? Not by Niti Aayog. National Statistical Service releases periodic labor survey. Remember. Next. Consider the following statement. REC, Rural Electricity Corporation is a Maharatna company. No, this is not Maharatna. This is a Navaratna company. REC is a Navaratna company. Is a Navaratna company. Navaratna company. So this is wrong. It is primarily engaged in providing finance for rural electrification projects across India. Yes, that is true. So option 2 is right answer. Next question, last question. That is, consider the following statements. Ajay River, which of the following through Indian states? It is not flowing through Jharkhand. It is not Odisha. It is Jharkhand and West Bengal. Jharkhand and West Bengal, through which Ajay River passes. It is a tributary of Brahmani River. No, it is not Brahmani tributary. So only so both options are wrong. Neither one and neither two. Next option. So next question number 5. Consider the following. Yes, it is completed. So here the lecture ends. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to Vanik-Ias. Encourage us to continue this program. Thank you.